Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome on in. It's a late night live. Late night live. Let me get over to my live notes here. But welcome in. How's everybody doing tonight? Doing good, doing good. Hopefully you guys are all doing good. It's Friday. Friday. Hopefully, well, Jan's off for the weekend, hopefully. I know she's working. She works on Monday through Friday kind of job. Hey, Ashley. Hey, everybody. Hey, Catherine. Hey, LR. See, everybody's in here. Hey, Holly. I see everybody in the chat. I love it. I love seeing everybody. Hey, Therese. It's good to see everybody. We have a lot of stuff to cover. A lot more than I thought, actually. I was like, woo, what'd I get myself into? Hey, Steve. Hey, Amanda. Hey, everybody. Oh, wow. Everybody's in here. I'm still going down. Well, there's Catherine at the bottom there. Oh, there we go. Hey, at West Virginia Holler Girl. Hey, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I'm glad you guys stayed up and waited for me. I mean, I don't know if you guys were up this late, if you guys usually stay up this late. It's just been crazy busy over here in this household. Like, man. Thank you, Steve. I love this little top. I appreciate that. He said that top is your color. I appreciate that. That's so sweet of you. I actually just changed my shirt. Actually, before we went live, my necklace is still tucked in. I was wearing a sweatshirt. It's even messed up. But anyways, hopefully everybody's having, do you have any weekend plans? Anybody have anything fun they're going to do this weekend? Hopefully you guys do. We're getting furniture delivered tomorrow. So that's why I was a little late on the live tonight, which I have an excuse every night, but it's literally this house is what's doing it. With the remodel, we've been doing this since September, I think. So we're almost done. We're not done. We're almost done with everything except for putting things back up. So it'll be really nice once we have, some stuff in here. It's so exciting. We've never purchased any big items together. So it's like our first big purchase. So it'll, it's fun for us. And of course I went to Target tonight, came back with 3 baskets. They have clearance going on their baskets right now. So if you guys have a Target near you, go over there and check them out and just take them all and scan them because sometimes they don't mark them down. Yeah, who's getting snow? We're getting snow here in Ohio. Deborah said we're getting snow tomorrow. Rather have furniture. We're getting snow tomorrow there too. We're getting it in the early morning. So Vincent was like, how are they going to deliver the furniture? And I'm like, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. He's a worrywart. I think it's because he's not doing the moving. So he's not used to not doing it. So. But if you are new to the channel, I am Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. It's so great to meet you guys. Thank you guys for joining me for another live. I appreciate that. I really, really do. If you guys enjoy the stream, just, hit the like button if you don't mind. Subscribe to the channel. We do talk true crime daily here. Normally we have one case we'll cover, but tonight we've got a few. And I actually added one right before the live started. We have a little update on Kouri Richins too. So we got all kinds of updates. Central Illinois, LJ? Oh, nice. Are you guys going to have snow there? New Jersey's getting it. Oh. So I didn't know that it was going to snow. I just saw the salt out on the road earlier when I walked out. I was like, why is there salt on the road? And then I saw a salt truck and I'm like, so I checked my phone and it just said a little snow at 4 a.m. But then I come home and asked Google and Google's like, no, ma'am, you're getting snow all night, all day tomorrow. So you will be snowed in. A snow day. I love snow days. Well, good thing I guess I went to the store today, I don't have to go tomorrow. We don't need anything, hopefully. But like I said, if you guys do appreciate the stream, just hit the like button, all that good stuff. If you'd like to join our channel membership, we'd love to have you. We do members only lives. You get members only emojis. You get a cool titanium arm beside your name that changes color. The longer you're here, the longer, the different colors you get. So if you have any questions over the live, just let me know and I'll try to answer them for you guys. And if I can't, someone in the chat will. Arlene's excited. She loves snow. It went okay. Jan. I need to go back, of course. But I need to have them go check on my other tooth. But I told you guys I went yesterday, right? Yeah. And then Monday I have to be at the, what's it called? Podiatrist? Is that the podiatrist, your foot doctor podiatrist? At 7:45 a.m. in Columbus. It's about an hour 15 for me. I'm like, why did I do that to myself? But that's okay. Wait, your birthday, Arlene, is it tomorrow or today? Is it today or tomorrow? I can't remember now. I know it's this weekend. Is it today? No, I didn't, Cheryl. No way. Who said that? You heard it too, Happy Cappy? I must not have been on the right YouTube streets today. I didn't hear that. Who said that? Who said that? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Hey, Dreamcatcher. Hey, Cindy. Oh, oh, Cindy. Well, we're here if you need us. Okay, we're here. Just listen to us. So, I'll make you laugh here and there because I can't do a live without making people laugh. Just it's not in me. I'm sorry. It's just not. But tomorrow I have a pretty big show planned for you guys. We're going to do some Idaho 4. Nancy Grace did a podcast, and it's like a video version, and they have a podcast version with Megyn Kelly. Personally, I'm not a huge Megyn Kelly fan myself, but I think it's one of those people that you love or you don't, like just like Nancy. But I love me some Nancy, so I figured we would play it tomorrow on the show. There's like 3 or 4 smaller clips, or we could play the whole podcast. So we'll figure it out. Whichever one you guys want to do. Tomorrow's your birthday. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'll tell you tomorrow too. Happy birthday weekend. It's your birthday weekend. Wait a minute. Get your feet up, sit up. That's so funny. Have a seat. Well, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I really do. I really, really do. So we do have some cases to go over tonight. A few different cases. We've got Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra case. I don't know who Michael is. Aaron Pennington. I have a update in that case. Idaho 4, Rex Heuermann, Asa Ellerup, and then Kouri Richins. So we've got a few different ones to go over. Now, once we get to the end, if it's not too late, if you want me to look up any more updates on any other cases that you're covering, I'm covering, and I will. I'll let you know. That's true, Ashley. That's true. She wasn't too bad. She was okay. I think it's her voice is just very. I have inflection in mine. I think almost too much, but like she's just very, almost monotoned. I think almost, and so I think that's what it is. But Aaron Pennington is the guy. I figured people would ask about him because we have only covered it on the channel I think once or twice. But he's the guy that unalived his wife, and by doing it in the face with their children in the house. Yeah, that one is. That one's a crazy one. Hey, Aries. Oh, hey, Amy. It was nice to meet ya. Hey, Wist. Oh, she got a snack. What'd you get? Oh, what'd you get? I want to know now. She fixed a snack. I'm hungry. I've been hungry, but I haven't been really wanting, like, there's nothing that I really, want to eat. So let me see it. Let me get my screens up here for you guys. We're going to discuss, we'll just go the way I guess I have them wrote down in my notes, if that's okay with you guys. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit up the Savannah Soto case first. This case has been huge, like huge. I don't know if it was the timing of it, if it was because she was, 9 months pregnant and a week, overdue, or what it was. But this case has really pulled everybody's attention to it. And so we got a press conference, which you guys have probably already seen that it came out this afternoon. I've listened to it 3 times already myself, but I think it's really good. So if you guys haven't got a chance to hear it, we'll play it. So, for sure. Christopher does look like a girl Aries for sure. And I said that too. I said, this is going to be some 18, 19-year-old punk. We figured there was an older man because, the guy that got the truck. But I was like, just like, look at him. Like, it doesn't get much fresher face than that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, welcome in, Amy. I'm going to grab my drink. I think I need to get a water, actually. Your girl's lacking on the water intake. Okay, beautiful girl. I was trying to get a picture with Matthew in it, and I I couldn't find one with him and the suspects in it. But I think our attention just is drawn to I thought my camera was on Savannah because of the fact that she was pregnant, They did, Cheryl. Yes. Are you addicted? Oh, well, stay in here, Amy. We like to gift them for sure. Oh, look at that. Jan just gifted a membership. Look at that. We do like to gift them in here, though. Cheryl, they found the gun. And there were some more tidbits in there, and they talked about the possible third suspect. So you guys might be right. Y'all might be right. Actually, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Okay, right here. No, let's see. Is this going to show us just I just want to see like the video footage of it. All right. So we're going to go over here and we're going to look at this video footage again because they are saying in this press conference, and then I'll play the press conference, but they're saying that, what was I? Oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. My mind just went blank, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So they're saying that there's only 2 suspects. Sorry, I don't know where I went there. 2 suspects, but you guys remember in the video, you guys were all saying, no, there's another person that throws him the towel. And I forget who it was in here. And I was like, well, maybe. And I was like, well, yeah, it does look like that kind of, because the towel looks like it flips up, unless it's a trick of the light, because they only arrested 2 suspects. And they kind of seemed like that was kind of all they were going to do, was just arrest the 2. And, I didn't think we were going to have another live over this for a while or an update. So we do. So now they're saying in the press conference, a reporter asked the perfect question. He said, what about the person? It looks like there was a person inside the vehicle. And I'm paraphrasing here. And he said, we've looked into that. We're looking into that. Like we talked about that or something. He says it like that, like they're aware of it. The police are, and they're looking into it. So I think that possibly there could be another person in that car. Y'all could be right. I just didn't see them. And maybe it's the wife. Think it could be the wife. I mean, do you think that you would not know what your husband's doing if he leaves in the middle of the night with your kid? Thank you, Jan, for gifting memberships. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. That's so nice. That's so nice. That's so sweet. You think it's Christopher's mama? Do you think she maybe said, let me come with you? I don't know. It's just weird, because at first when they were first arrested, I was just like, well, maybe he's single. I don't even think I said anything in the chat. I just assumed like maybe he's a single man because nobody brought up the wife. So I was like, well, because I would have brought it up if I knew he had a wife. He has a brother too. Oh, ooh. Person, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like if they were in the passenger seat, but the way he jumps in the truck, that's what I was saying. Like the way that when he gets in the truck, he gets in so fast, that person would have had to have moved pretty quickly back over, or they would have had a large man sitting on top of them. I do remember that part. So this is only like 50 seconds long. So I'm going to play this. We'll watch it. We'll see what we see. I wish I could zoom in. I told Vincent tonight I need, we're going to try Streamlabs, I think, soon, if I can figure it out. That way I can zoom in and I can like do a lot of other really cool things that this doesn't give me. StreamYard doesn't give me. So usually your spouse does role plays with you. Yep. Yeah. Oh, Jan, we love you. Jan sent me a card the other day. It was very beautiful. It made me excited when I checked the mail. So, okay, I'm gonna play this video and we're gonna see what we see. I wish I could zoom in.
New surveillance video showing 2 vehicles.
Oh, this lady might talk.
Of interest. This video is from.
I'll just pull her down or turn her down. See, so you guys thought you saw a ponytail there, which I mean, y'all got some good eyeballs. Because, like, I guess you could see hair, like, where it's like the shadow's darker, but you guys are good. Like, I have to really look at it just to see that. Oh, did they not show it? They didn't show it. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and find us one then. Give me just a second. I just want to see that one little spot where he flips the towel. This is like the same video. All right, people. Are we just going to show the same video? It looks like it. I can't remember where we saw the original. Oh, wait. I was trying to like rewind it back. So wait, he already has the towel in his hand at that point. Do they show it? Or am I just blind? Am I that blind? I might be. That could be it. Man, that guy is big. See, I wouldn't have been able to tell that person had long hair, short hair. But the way he jumps back in the truck, it just seemed like he went up in the truck like pretty quick. But then again, I mean, he kind of looks like he like tosses it, but almost like hands it to somebody. I don't know. You saw the hair too? Oh yeah, if you're on your phone, you can grab the YouTube screen and you can zoom in. Well, I have one eye Aries and I have 2015 vision in this thing. Over perfect. It needs to stay that way. I don't think it's that way. I think next time I go to the doctor, they're going to say, you know, but I only have the one and it's over perfect. So I take pride in that. So I just was like, I want to see it again. But I watched this today. I thought it was pretty good. It's not a full 15 minutes, I don't think. No, because it's not, because I think they talk in Spanish too. But this was the press conference that they had today over this case. So they came out and they did a press conference. What was this, 9 hours ago? I watched it on Ecamel. I was like, what is going on in the world? Because it was like so early. It seemed like 9 hours ago. Yeah. So they were out with the press conference. They were ready to talk. And I figured, we would go over it tonight. So I'm going to play this. If you guys don't mind, just taking a second, hit the like button. If you do appreciate the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's see. I don't know how long it takes him to get up there. Okay, not very long. Looks like he has gel in his hair or something today.
Good morning.
Well, thank you, Jenny, for joining our membership.
I don't know if this is going
to. Well, welcome. Good evening, Yankee Kyle. Hold on, let me turn this up for you guys. Sorry. Is this as high as it goes? Oh, my lordy.
What's up, Dylan?
It's as high as it goes.
Thanks for showing up.
There we go.
Obviously,
he's a little quiet.
I've asked District Attorney Joe Gonzalez to be here today and make a few comments at the end of this briefing, and we'll make this short and sweet. I have most of the information I have here, I think you've already been privy to. I do have a little bit of new information. The information I'm going to give you, I will answer questions to clarify, but I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about anything else, simply because this is an open investigation and we still have a lot of work to do. So again, my condolences to the families of Savannah and Matthew. By now, everybody's aware of the incidents, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time rehashing facts that are already known, but I will go over them high level. So on 12/26/23, our officers discovered two deceased individuals in a Kia Optima, and our homicide detectives at that point began their investigation right on that scene. Detectives learned that both victims were involved in the sale of narcotics and used their cell phones to conduct much of their business.
Okay, so he's just saying, like, I don't know if you guys can hear it very well, but he's saying that both of them were, involved with the sale of narcotics. He doesn't say what kind, just says narcotics. And they were using their cell phones, I guess, to conduct business. Now, I don't know if she was just maybe letting him borrow her phone and he was using it, because I've heard that his phone may have been like out of service. So maybe he could only use it on Wi-Fi, and he used her phone when they were like in the car or wherever, like out and about. But yeah, I'm sorry, it's so low. I'm surprised it's not like I wish it was higher. The volume was higher because I heard it really well today. But I had in headphones, so that could have been why. So if you have any headphones, just leave them, keep them nearby. If not, when something important comes up, I'll make sure that you guys know exactly what he's saying. But that's just where he was saying. That's what he's saying right there. It's just giving us an update. They were both involved in the sale of narcotics.
Detectives collected the victims' phones, and with the help of the United States Secret Service, who were able to extract information that led to the development of a possible location of a suspect vehicle that was seen on the surveillance video. That occurred on Wednesday, 1/3/24. Detectives drove to that location and saw the suspect vehicle. They approached the home where the suspect vehicle was, and they knocked on the door. An individual by the name of Ramon Preciado answered the door and seemed to know why SAPD was there and cooperated with the investigation.
He's saying, "Oh, Dad Ramon cooperated with in the investigation when they got there. He opened the door and he said that he seemed to know exactly why they were there."
Both Ramon and Christopher were home and brought to the SAPD homicide office for questioning.
Yeah, they brought in the Secret
During
Service.
interviews, both suspects made enough statements to implicate them in the murder. Detectives walked warrants for their arrests. Christopher was arrested on the charge of capital murder. Ramon was arrested on the charge of abuse of a corpse. Yesterday, 1/4, more charges were filed. Christopher was also charged with abuse of a corpse, altering, destroying, or concealing evidence of a human corpse. Ramon was also charged with altering, destroying, concealing evidence, human corpse. Detectives also conducted a search warrant at the home of the suspects, where evidence was recovered. There is still an active investigation, and I'm not going to go into too much of the details, as I've previously said, because I don't want to jeopardize the integrity of the case or make the DA's job any harder once he gets involved in it. The final piece of information I have for you is that the gun believed to be the murder weapon has been recently recovered from the suspect's home, and we'll share that with you. And Joe, would you like to say a few words?
He just said that I'm going to rewind that back. So I think that's where he said that they found the gun. So sorry, guys. I don't know if you could hear that part or not, but I'll listen to it and I'll make sure that's what he said.
The final piece of information I have for you is that the gun believed to be the murder weapon has been recently recovered from the suspect's home.
Yeah, so the gun believed to be the murder weapon was found in the suspect's home. Didn't I tell y'all last night? We talked about where did he put the gun? And I said he took it home, y'all. He took it home with him. And he did. I mean, they're not smart criminals. Criminals are not smart. I mean, they're just not. But yeah, I'm like, man, maybe I need to be on the San Antonio Police Department. Hire me in. Tap me in, coach. I'm ready to play. I was like, when I heard that today, I was like, wow. And someone does ask a question about the gun too. So there's some good questions at the end.
And we'll share that with you. And Joe, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everyone. First, I want to thank Chief McManus for inviting me to be a part of this press conference. Before I begin, I also want to extend my condolences to the Soto and Guerra families, as they are in the midst of mourning. They are in the midst of grieving for the loss of their loved ones. So I think it would be appropriate for us to give them the respect that is due them during this period. But I do want to say that as I mentioned before, arrests were made. I was confident because I knew the kind of work that happens over here. I know the kind of dedication that the San Antonio Police Department has. They would identify suspects and make arrests, and that's exactly what happened. So I want to commend Chief McManus. I want to commend the entire command staff And I especially want to call out the lead homicide detective for doing an outstanding job. I'm sure as typical, he may have had others assist him, but I know that his team was working around the clock, and it made a difference because we always want to formulate a suspect as soon as possible. We always want to identify someone who is a perpetrator of a crime as soon as possible, and that happened here. So again, my gratitude to the entire department and specifically to the detectives that were involved in this case. As I have said recently, our job is just beginning, but we have to give SAPD time to complete their investigation. What they do when they, and the term is walking a warrant, when they present an affidavit for an arrest warrant, they only need to present probable cause to a magistrate judge, but that's only the beginning. They have the responsibility to complete the investigation, and I know that they will do that. They will do an outstanding job as that they've done so far. So let's give them the time to do what they need to do. We have 90 days to indict these cases. And so I am sure that they're going to get a prosecution guide, which is the term that we use for a complete file. I'm sure that they will get it to us in the appropriate time and before that 90-day timeline. So again, I want to commend everyone involved in the San Antonio Police Department for doing an outstanding job in identifying suspects and making arrests. Let's let the detectives complete their job. Let's let them file the cases in our office, and then we'll make the charging decisions, and we'll go from there. And again, I can't overestimate this. In order to bring justice to the memory of these two victims, and in order to bring justice to the survivors and the family members, it's going to be a long road, but we have to take things one step at a time. So let's do that. Let's let SAPD do their job, and then we'll need some time to review the facts and make those charging decisions. And once the case is indicted, then we'll go to the next step. And I'm sure I will have questions about this. Let me get this out there right now. There have been questions about whether or not this will be something that we will seek the death penalty on. It's too early to tell. I don't know whether or not this is something that we will make that decision. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. As in every other case where we have a defendant who is death penalty eligible, we have a capital crimes committee that will meet, that will make, we will hear a presentation from the lead prosecutor in the court where this case ends up, and then we will discuss the facts that go into making a decision to seek the death penalty. But again, it is too early to tell. We don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's wait till we get an entire case filed in our office. And once that happens, I anticipate that we will have indictments returned, but we have to wait and let a grand jury make that decision. But after that, then we will take it to the next level and excuse me, make whatever decisions that we need to. Thank you very much.
I'll take a few questions.
Maybe for the gun that was recovered at the suspects home, have you guys done any tests or ballistics on the gun to see if there's been any other connections to crimes?
I will just say that we believe it's the gun that was used in the murder.
Hold on a second, y'all. I couldn't hear that question to save my soul. No way, Jose. I'm going to have to put the headphones on for that one. I couldn't hear that at all. I'll put my headphones on and I'll at least relay it to you, because I can't remember verbatim, each question. Hey, Wizard. He should get the DP. Happy Cappy. You're right. I think these are
I'll
on.
take a few questions.
Yeah.
For the gun that was recovered at the suspects home, have you guys done any tests or ballistics on the gun to see if there's been any other connections to crimes?
He's asking right now if they've done any ballistics or any testing on the firearms. So I know the questions are, you can't probably hear them at all.
We'll just say that we believe it's the gun that was used in the murder. As far as the testing and the ballistic results go, I'm not sure quite what they have yet.
So he said he's not sure what they have quite yet, but they believe that it is the M weapon. I'm probably assuming this, but they probably are just like matching the shell casings to it. Like it's the same caliber, it's the same shell casing. They may have found bullets there that match, and they're just kind of putting two and two together until they get the paperwork back, and the testing back.
Can you help clear something up on the surveillance video? We've had a lot of people reach out. It appears as if someone tosses the towel to Ramon Preciado
Yeah.
before he wipes down the.
This is the question where they're asking right now, and it looks like someone tosses the rag or the towel to Ramon Pinciata, and did like, what do you guys think of that? So, is there a third person?
Door on the sedan. Is that how it played out? What can you tell us about that small part of the sedan?
Yeah, that's something we're looking into. It's something that's been brought up in conversation about this. So we're still looking into that.
That could potentially be a third
Still looking in.
suspect or someone that was there while the bodies were dropped off.
As the investigation continues, it could be. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it is possible.
If someone was there, if there was a second person in that truck, could they be charged with the same altering of a corpse or, essentially moving the bodies? Is that how the charge works?
They could be, but I mean, that's something that would be determined once the level of that person's involvement is understood, if that is the case at all.
We saw videos of police activity in the house of the Preciados where you take the mom. Are you questioning her?
I'm going to leave that question unanswered. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, can you go over the charges one more time, please? One of them, since they're updating them.
I forget the last question that I left unanswered. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to listen to this one more time.
The level of
Second person in that truck, could they be charged with the same altering of the corpse or, essentially moving the bodies? Is that how the charge works?
they could be, but I mean, that's something that would be determined once the level of that person's involvement is understood, if that is the case at all.
We saw videos of police activity in the house of the Preciados where you take the mom. Are you questioning her?
I'm going to leave that question unanswered.
The reporter just asked, are you interviewing or have you interviewed? Are you talking to Ramon's wife, Miss Princiata? And he said, I'm going to leave that one unanswered, he said. So we do. I need to like them more, I think. Sorry. I think if I had headphones that go over my ears, I would like them more. But those AirPods are just so big. See, I just think it would be the mother. I don't know why. I feel like if it's anybody, it would be like the mom, like helping the husband, like a family affair. It's a lot. It's a lot. This is the people that got arrested. He does look like a little bit like a girl. I don't know if it's the hair. I think it's the facial structure. The nose, even. Like, I don't know. Like, everything about it. So, yeah, do they have a best friend? Yeah, he has a brother, I guess. I mean, brother, yeah. But I could see the mom. I could see him going to both of his parents. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he went to both. But I don't know. I feel like kids always have one parent that they go to over the other. Did you guys have one parent or did you sit both of your parents down when you guys did something? Because me, I went to my mom and she said, we are never going to tell your father. Every time. She said, don't tell your father. Just don't tell your father. Because, my dad was very high strung when he needed to be, and he was very empathetic, just very sensitive. Oh, dad has a girlfriend. Oh, Jenny said I heard mom isn't in the picture. Ooh. There's so many, stuff going on with this case. You went to your mom and papa. Oh, Ashley, that's cute. I could have went to my grandma too, probably. She lived far away, but I could have. I said, Lord, I used to go to my sister-in-law, and nowadays still do. I used to go to my sister-in-law too. Actually, okay, I did go to her. I still go to her. It's been a while, but if I needed someone, I go to her. Jenny said I always went to my dad, and he said, "Don't tell your mom." That's the opposite. I never did wrong to have to go to my parents' 10%. I never really did wrong. It was always just when first time I drank or something, that was when I told my mom, just things like that. I don't know. I always told my mom everything. I couldn't keep it from her. Couldn't keep nothing from her. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but I wish I would have pulled up that paper. Do you remember them saying that Savannah was last seen on the 22nd? Does anybody remember them saying the 22nd? Because last night when I said the 22nd in the chat, I forget who it was. Someone said, no, it was the 21st, the last time she talked to her mom. And I was like, oh. And in my head, I was like, I swear on your timeline, you put the 22nd, but I have missed updates this week. So I went back and I looked at my timeline, and it is the 22nd December. So the sheriff, or not sheriff, but the chief or whatever his name is, he said that on in a press conference that the last time that she spoke to her mom was on the 21st. But I've looked it up, and there are old articles that are saying the 22nd. I heard the 22nd too, Wes. That's what's on my thing right here. It says Savannah Soto is last seen around 2 p.m. at an apartment complex where she and Matthew Guerrero lived. And I got all of these, out of different articles and stuff, to make the timeline. And so then I was like, okay, maybe you're just going nuts because, could be. So then I went to some articles, and some of them did say the 21st. And I was like, okay. And maybe I'll have to go back and show you guys those as well. But then I saw this one, San Antonio Express News. Soto 18 was last seen 2 p.m. Friday. When was this one released? Maybe they just updated the information later. I don't know. This is December 27th. So this one was a little bit further back. Maybe they updated it and we just didn't know. Someone said they were seen around 11:30 on 22nd. Yeah. What are you saying? So? Oh, 12:20. I don't know. It could. No, I don't. But no, I mean, people are putting the 21st though. So is it right at midnight? Yeah, maybe why not? Because they said that. Yeah, they definitely said the 21st. And I mean, so I'm like, maybe they went back. You know what I mean? And they're updating their timeline and stuff. Because in this article too, and this one was from the main news place that they have out there. One of the local news is KSAT. Says the vehicle was found about 3 miles from Soto's apartment, where Soto was last seen 2 p.m. on Friday, December 22nd. So I'm confused. Yeah, they did. They said that, on the 21st, but every article says the 22nd. It's so weird. And when I first did this timeline, it was the first. That's what it will do too. Well, I'll tell you when I made it, because we started covering this case. I think it was on the 26th or 20. Yeah, the 26th, I think. Yeah. So we started covering this on the 26th. So I made this the 26th. So, I mean, maybe they updated it or, I don't know. So let's see here. Where are we at? I'm going to actually close a few of these windows because your girl's got a ton open, and then we can move on to the next one. Next case. So I think that's all I had for Savannah. Yeah. So yeah, just the presser came out. They did say, possible third person. I mean, they're not saying that it's not a person, and they're not saying that it is a person. They're still discussing it, and it's an open investigation. So maybe he gave that answer to, I mean, just to be sure, maybe there is another person. Hell, maybe the cops didn't even see that. And he was like, what? In his head. And he's like, yeah, we talked about that. And now they're all back there at the police station zooming in on this, going, is there another person? So yeah, me too, Ladybug. I've been here in the 21st and the 22nd. I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't want my timeline to be off. I hate when I'm off on something, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, do I need to call San Antonio? Say, can you clarify for us, please? What's going on? We need to know. So, okay, we're going to move on to the next case. Thank you guys all for being here tonight. I appreciate it so much. If you guys couldn't tell, I did move my studio a little bit. We haven't got the sign up yet, but we're slowly getting there with the studio. So we'll do Aaron Pennington, Idaho 4, and then Rex Heuermann, and then we'll wrap up with like a little Kouri Richins update. Sound good? Sound good, everybody? Thank you, KB. I think it was, I want to say it was like, I'm going to have to go back through the press conferences. They're not that long. And I think it was the last, like not this last one, not today, but the one before that, maybe yesterday. I feel like we've been getting one every day. But I do believe the cops over, maybe I think they just probably maybe updated the time. So this is who we're going to talk about next. This is Aaron Pennington. And this is his wife, Bree. And Aaron is accused of shooting and unaliving his wife inside their Gardner home back on October 22nd. His very young children were there. And they fled to a neighbor's home after they said they saw mommy, or they heard mommy crying. They didn't say they saw her. I'm sorry. They heard her crying. But we don't know if maybe they had heard her crying before she was shot, because she was shot to her face. So she would have not been able to cry after Aaron left. So Aaron, wakes up in the morning. He has a plan on his phone. Remember the plan? I don't remember it verbatim, but it was like, get up, get the gun, shoot her in the head, walk out. Like, it was like very weird. You know what I mean? It was and it was in his notes. It was in his notes, in his phone. Criminals are not, come on, criminals. So that's him. We did a live over this. And she's beautiful. And they're, kids, beautiful kids. They had a beautiful home. He was military. But I guess she was trying to get out of that relationship. She didn't want to be in that relationship anymore. And we think that's what it kind of boils down to. But then it gets even wilder. So he flees the house. So when he flees the house, the kids, they don't, as far as we know, they don't see their mom, as far as we know. But they go to the neighbor's home and they say, mommy's crying. And the neighbor calls the police, and then the police find Bree, dead. The next day, police find his car abandoned near a campground called Camp Collier, and it's about 3 miles away from the house. And that was back in November. So they searched, October through November, and they cut off their search about 2 or 3 weeks in, I think. Maybe, 3 weeks in, maybe. And it's a dense forest, kind of like Brian Laundrie. Ring a bell? Yeah, kind of like that. He's probably not alive in there anymore, if he's there, but they got to find him, What an asshole. Yeah, I have happy Cappy. That sums it up. So why not leave? I know. I think she was going to. I think that's what happened. I think she was leaving, and she had a plan, and he didn't like that. He wasn't part of it. He was very weird. I don't know, like his social media, like he was too much of a, he has to say the right thing. Like it was too gushy. Like, Bree, you are the sun and the earth and all of the wind. I don't know. Like, just the stuff that he would say. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, make me gag, You remember him? Yeah. No, so they haven't found him, Ashley. They haven't. But so today, of all days, I'm like, look, I was like, Aaron Pennington, I'm like, whatever happened to that dude? And I look it up, and today they had an update. And I'm like, It was like 8 hours before, and I was like, say what? So they resumed the search, the resuming search efforts. It says Massachusetts State Police resumed search for accused killer Aaron Pennington. And this came out today. And it says here, the Massachusetts State Police Special Emergency Response Team resumed its search Friday for suspected killer Aaron Pennington. The team is specially trained for ground searches in difficult terrain, and they're looking in the woods in Gardner and Ashburnham. And he is military, so, he probably could have survived for a little while in there, but where would he have went, unless he had some supplies in there. Pennington is accused of shooting and killing his wife, Brianne, inside their Gardner home back on October 22nd. The next day, police found his car abandoned near a campground 3 miles away. The initial search was suspended back in November. The spokesperson said they haven't received any new information in the case and that Friday's search is just another effort. Pennington is considered armed and dangerous. He's white with blonde hair, blue eyes, about 6'2", and weighs about 175. There's no number here for you to call, like if you know who he is. Just call 911 and say, I know where Aaron Pennington is. I mean, he has to be in there, just dead. I mean, that's what I think, but you would, I would think that he would unalive himself. I mean, I don't know. After all this time, yeah. What did we do? Go through 2 months? Yeah. I guess they wanted to have Thanksgiving and Christmas at home, Oh, he could have changed everything. He could be out of the country. He's still on the run. I mean, he could be unalived. He could have unalived himself in there, That's what I probably think he did. But, I mean, he could have had another car. So what he did was he parked his car up and through like this brush so that you couldn't see him, like his car. And then he could have had another one stashed there. We'll watch this video really quick.
Also breaking, right now, state police are searching for suspected killer Aaron Pennington. Police are using a team specifically trained to conduct ground searches in difficult areas, and they're looking in the woods in Gardner and Ashburnham. Now, Pennington has been missing since October after he allegedly shot and killed his wife, Brianne. Troopers say they have not received any new information in the case that prompted today's search.
Allowed to park on the main streets or routes that.
Sorry. So I was actually, there was a question I wanted to ask you guys about this, about the last case we were talking about. Now I'm about to go like go backwards for a minute here in a second. But yeah, he could be anywhere. He really could. He could be anywhere. There's a ton of woods out there. I mean, he's allegedly missing, like Ashley said, I mean, he could have got out of there, or he could have Brian laundried himself. That's what we're just going to call that now. Because, I mean, literally it's the same thing. Unalived his wife, girlfriend, and then he pieces out into the woods. Wonder why. You think he had a riot set up? What if he did? Bring in Dog the Bounty Hunter. Wizard Wolf, that's the best decision. That's the best comment of the night. Bring in the dog. My dad loved him. My dad went to the hospital. He spent like a weekend in the hospital. He came out loving Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's like, I love him. Watched his show every day after that. He always watched him. Or every week or whatever it was on. Yeah, he could have called someone to help him out there. Like, I mean, sister, mom, dad. I know, Catherine. It's amazing how many murders are. It's amazing how many cases we cover, and there's so many more that are out there, that we don't even touch because we don't even know about them because there's just so many. You could go like, I mean, I think Twitter is probably the best spot, but I feel like if I go into Twitter, I'm going to find like something that's going on. So let's see so the next thing, I actually want to show you something sweet. Stop writing me, people, on the Facebook. I'm on Facebook again. You have, Jan. I know. I need to read over those. You sent me 2 of them. I still have my brain is like not even functioning at this point. I feel like I'm like, how like when you're thinking, you're like doing one thing and you're thinking of like 50. I feel like that's what my brain's on right now. And it'll settle down once everything is back in its spot. There's something always happening. Yeah, every minute. I hope they catch him. I hope they at least find him, At least find him. Oh, what happened? Jenny said get a divorce. It's not that bad. Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, it's, it's better than spending the rest of your life in prison and unaliving the mother of your children. Like that's a woman that not only carried one child for, not 8-9 months, but carried 3 of them. Like at one point you had to have loved her. Right? I guess you just didn't really love her, because I could never do that to Vincent. I could never hurt him. Like it's crazy. Jenny, your family kind of sounds like mine. I just saw your last thing. I haven't talked to my family forever. It's been like, I'm seeing them in like a year. But that's fine. I see you guys every night. I'm like, I see you guys every night. The children were in the house, Catherine. Yeah. The children were in the house. Yeah. And so, okay, before I share this with you, because this is really cute and this is like something to break away from, all the sadness that goes on in true crime. But before we do that, I wanted to ask you guys, this is about the Savannah Soto case. How much involvement do you really think that Ramon really had in this case? Do you think that he touched the victims in any way? Or do you think that he just pulled up, maybe and picked up his kid? You know what I mean? Like whatever they did there at the, when they stopped, and then maybe just picked him up and drove him home. Do you think that, Christopher did all this, or do you think that Ramon helped him in any way other than just driving him home? Me too. That's all I think, though, Ashley. I think he just took the gun and his kid. I really do. So, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't get any lesser punishment. I think he should still get the same amount he's getting. But it's like, if you're going to help someone commit a crime, you know what I mean? Like, help them. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not mean to be like weird, but like, don't, just picked him up. You're going to catch a charge just for picking up your kid. And I guess go on in if you're going to do it, Ramon. I don't think he did either, Ashley. I don't think he had any involvement in the actual murders. I think that dad just pulled up and picked him up, because we've heard from the police reports, we read them, that Matthew was dragged. So to me, it seems like almost that he might have been dragged from the front driver's seat out of the car to the back, to the back seat, and then pushed into the back seat. Only one person. That's why he was dragged, because that dead bodies are heavy. So I think he just pulled up and picked his kid up. I mean, and then the mom too. Like, I mean, were you out eating Burger King and he said, come pick me up? You know what I mean? Like, but dad, I know. I think he totally knew what he did. I think he totally deserves the punishment he's getting. But it's like, I don't know. My dad used to have, the old saying my dad used to say was like, shit or get off the pot. Like, kind of like going in, I feel like. Just do it. Like, if you're, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do something, like, I don't know. If I'm going to ask my parents, if I'm going to tell my parents what I did, right? I guess I'd ask for help. Oh, I think that they were a doodlebug. I think they were killed in the car just because they found shell casings in the car. I didn't think so at first because I thought a window would get busted out, but with a contact wound, it wouldn't. And hers being so close, I'm thinking he was in the back seat. I think he was in the back seat, and I don't think he was in the middle. I think he was over near the door more. So when he did this, it was close, but it wasn't a contact wound to her, but it was close enough to where it was like, actually, hold on a second. Hold on. Wait, that don't make sense. Now that I'm thinking about it. Were there 2 people shooting? They were both shot behind the right ear, right? Think about if you're in a vehicle. That makes sense for the driver. But then if you wanted to do the passenger, You would have to be on the other side of the car. You'd have to slide on over and then slide on over. So that just made me think. Because think about it, if you're in the back seat of a car, this is your right. If you're driving, this is your left. If you're in the passenger. So didn't they say that? Didn't they say the right? Like the right? Did we not? Did they not say that for sure? Maybe they didn't say it for sure. That's what I thought. He shot Savannah, and then before Matthew could do anything, he shot him too. Yeah. But I in my head it was like bam and then bam. But wow, we'll find out during trial, and we'll be streaming it because that's what we do here. We're in it for the long haul. Jenny, what cases do you follow since you're new to true crime? You said. I love that you're new to true crime. I've been in true crime for a little over a year. Well, I've been in true crime my whole life, but on the channel. That's true. They didn't cover her window. Maybe you couldn't see her. I don't know. Robbery gone bad. Yeah. That's true. If he was in the middle. You're right, stupid kid. Yeah. Wow. But if he was outside the car, the shell casing would be outside the car. All the there's shell casings found inside the car. Maybe he picked him up off the ground and threw him in the car, though. I mean, he could have to get him off the ground, Don't want anybody to see shell casings on the ground. So you pick them up, you throw them in the car. I mean, didn't say the kid was smart. But we're going to talk about Idaho, but this is something really cute first. I try to bring you the cutesy stuff. Jenny said, my dad and I started watching it when Unsolved Mysteries came out, just grew from there. Are we best friends, Jenny? Are we sisters? Because that's what I say all the time. Is when I started watching Unsolved Mysteries as a kid. I used to skip school for Unsolved Mysteries. Like, yeah. It was so bad. My mom was like, I'm not even messing with you some days. We're sisters, I think, Doodlebug. I think I just met my soulmate. That's funny. It really is. But have you seen the new Unsolved Mysteries? They have new ones are out. I think it's on like Hulu or something. Spirit Sisters, yes, most definitely. I said, I have to meet my sister. I don't have one. I've always wanted one. They still have them. Yeah, if they're on, I'm watching it. I'll watch it, especially the ones with Robert Stack because he had that creepy voice. So, as you guys know, in the Idaho 4 case, as some of you don't know, actually, some of you may not know, but Olivia Gonzalez, she had another baby. So she had another girl. So Theodora has a sister. We went over this on a live, it was like a week or so ago. So around Christmas time. Daisy said Unsolved Mysteries and Forensic Files were so captivating. Oh, me and my mom loved Forensic Files. I still do. But I got pictures to show you of them together. And I have to think of the other baby's name. I can't remember. So I have to go down and look. But look at these pictures. Oh my gosh. I saw these today and I was like, I've got to show these to everybody online. Like on, the page. Like look at Theodora's arm. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I can't remember her name. Let me go down here really quick so I can tell you what it is. Kaya. So Pepper and Theodora. I'm sorry. Go back to the pictures. Look at that. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen in your whole life? I mean, seriously. I saw these and I was like, oh my lordy. Beautiful. Look at all that hair. Catherine said strong genes. Look at all the hair. Yeah, you didn't know they had a baby? You should have a baby. Well, let me go back then. Hold on a second. Let's rewind this. Gotta go backwards. Here we go. Look at the feet. Okay. So it says, we have a very special announcement to make. This was 6 days ago. Please welcome Pepper Kaya. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Kaya Stevenson. She was born yesterday at 2:50 p.m. She weighed 6 pounds, 4 ounces, and was 19 inches long. Olivia, Robbie, and Bob Baby are all doing great. I was lucky to be here and I barely made it. My plane got in at noon. So we were all like, Olivia was pregnant. No, none of us even knew that she was pregnant. So she literally had the baby, was like on, you have 6 weeks of hanky panky, and then baby. Seems like it was like, boom, another baby. But it's so exciting for her. And it's 2 girls, very close in age. I just think it's meant to be. Look at that. That's a brand new baby right there. Brand new. Oh, so precious. Like, oh my lordy. She looks long. I like the name Pepper. I think that's a very cute name. Oh, look at her mouth open. Adorable. So that was when she was born. And then this is the newest picture of her. She looks like she got a little bigger, a little chunky, huh? Look at her. She's like, I'm drinking my milk. Look at her sister. Like, how adorable is that? I just think that that's so cute. I still sleep like that, like Theodora, with my mouth hanging wide open. But I wanted to show you guys those. I thought those were so cute. I just thought that. Love that new baby smell, Wizard Wall. Yes, I know. Isn't that the best? When my brother had his baby, his son, he's 22. He'll be 22. What month are we in? By the end of this month. Okay. The end of this month, he'll be 22. And when he picked him up, he was like, it was his first baby. And he was like, oh my gosh, it's a brand new baby. He's like, you don't have any miles on him yet. And I don't know why, but that made me like, I was like, oh, my brother's so precious. Like, you know what I mean? Because he's with his son. And yeah, I thought that was cute. He said he doesn't have any miles on him. He's brand new. But these are some cute babies. And they do have strong genes. They have good genes. Long eyelashes, thick hair. I'm jelly. But I wanted to show you guys this. It was a video that Shannon Gray came out with Chris Como. Or I'm sorry, Brian Enton. It was on Chris Como's show or his time slot. But he was just talking about the Idaho, the King Road residence. I don't even know what to call it now. The Idaho house, the King Road residence, the demolished house, the no longer house. But he did an interview with Chris Como, and he just talks about what it felt like when they saw the house come down. Now, I couldn't imagine being one of the family members or even Shannon Gray, because you see that he's very, very much a part of the Gonzalez's family's lives, especially the Gonzalez family, even though he represents the Mogan and the Coronadals as well. But I think that him and Steve have a bond. I think that they do. You can tell by his hair. It gets crazier and crazier every time we see him. Yeah, and listen to Jan. Please remember to smash that like button. It's free. It's free. We love that. Your twins and youngest are 1 year apart, Jenny? Oh, my lordy. 3 in a year. Well, within like a year apart. Oh, my lordy. That's so precious, though. I bet that was fun. Like, that's fun. Like, just that reminded me, I don't know why, but that reminded me of the Dowerman boys, Chad Dowerman's sons that he, executed. But just those 3 boys and all those pictures we see them and they're always just smiling and laughing and having fun. Like, they just look like they were fun kids. Like, I feel like having kids that are close in age would be fun. They would make it very exciting. Me and my brother are 9 years apart, so maybe that's what it is. But let's see what they have to say here. And I may pause it to talk about some things on here with you guys.
So I've spent a lot of time at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, reporting on the brutal stabbing murders of 4 University of Idaho students in that home. Back in October of 2022, you're looking at that house being demolished. That was last Thursday. They took the whole house down.
That's really sad. You can see the bathroom right there.
Home and then chose to.
Wow. Do you see it right here on the top floor? I guess I never really looked at this, but like, I wonder if I could go back a little bit and like get a zoom, like more of an image on the house. Yeah, this looks like the bathroom. That looks almost like Maddie's room. Or am I on the second floor? I'm on the second floor. Maybe this is like the kitchen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was up here, but this looks like the 3rd floor right here, right? Or am I on the wrong floor? Because it looks like a bathroom to me right there. But maybe it's the hallway. Good night, ALR. Have a good night. Jenny says like having triplets. I bet. Because this looks like stairs right here to me. Like on the bottom floor. 36, 35, 34, 31, and 20. Whoa. Wow. Are the same age for a month and 10 days. That's the closest I've ever seen, I think. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look at all these people saying goodnight. That's. Yeah, that's the third floor up there, right? So that's like that looks like, yeah. So that looks like Maddie's bedroom, the bathroom. There's the stairs on the, like, down there. Wow. I wonder if these guys that tore the house down, if they knew anything about the house. Do you know what I mean? Like prior to, like if they're following this case prior to them, demolishing it. Because that would be kind of hard, Perfect with the first one. That's what I thought. Okay. Thanks, Doodlebug. Because I looked at it, but then I second guessed myself for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, am I not looking at the right thing? Wow.
In the home and then chose to destroy it. And that decision has set off a lot of emotions, especially since the trial for accused killer Brian Kohberger has been delayed. The school says the prosecution, the defense, and the FBI had access to the home before it was leveled and felt, despite the objections of some victims' families, that taking it down would help the school's community heal. And I can report exclusively tonight, this is new, that after it was torn down, the remaining pieces of the home were taken to a solid processing facility and that it was all buried several feet down beneath the earth. There was concern that people would try to take souvenirs. So the parts of the house after it was demolished were taken away and buried beneath the ground.
So did you guys hear about that? They took the house after they tore it down and they buried it. Now, I don't know how they got a piece of land that big to bury it and how far down are we talking, because people will dig. But they has anyone ever heard of this ever with anything that from a crime scene? Has anyone heard of them burying a gun? Anything from a crime scene at all? Like anything, not just a house. Like I'm talking like a gun, a time capsule, anything. I've never heard this in any case I've ever been in. OJ's socks that were beside his bed, anything. I've never seen them bury evidence. Or I mean, I guess it's not technically evidence, but you know what I mean? Like the house, like bury it? Is this seriously the biggest case it's ever hit? Is this bigger than OJ? Like seriously, do we need to think about that for a minute? Is this bigger than OJ? Because they didn't bury OJ's house. I mean, they did change the inside of it, before the walkthrough, but isn't that crazy? I could see why. I could too. I would probably burn it. Wouldn't you burn it? But you would think if they take it to a landfill, like they could throw up the land. It's just crazy to me. It's a lot bigger when it's torn down. I mean, that's a lot of wood. That's a lot of crazy. Mystic said people in the 20th century in the future will have flying cars, 2024, burning houses. I know. Yeah, not with asbestos too. Yeah. I've never heard of anybody ever burying evidence. I'll have to look into that. Like, that's never happened. I mean, I don't even know what that would even another high profile case. Have they ever destroyed? What have they destroyed? When you think of something that's been destroyed, like this. This might take the cake.
How do victims' families feel now that the house has been taken down? I want to bring in Shannon Gray. He's the attorney for the families of 3 of the 4 victims,
Lordy.
Kaylee Gonzalez, Maddie Mogan, and Xander Kernodle. Shannon, thank you for being.
Shannon did not used to have those lines in his face before. Oh man, he's been working overtime
with us tonight. I know you put out a statement
the
day before the demolition, a strongly worded statement, essentially begging the prosecution and the university not to tear the house down. And I'm just wondering now, do you feel like the relationship between the families and the prosecution is damaged at this point?
Well, I don't know if we've ever had a really good relationship with the prosecution. In this case, I've always talked about how the line of communication between the district attorney's office or the Latah County prosecutor's office and the victim's family, especially the Gonzalez family, has always been pretty poor. And so I don't know if it changed in any way. seeing the house come down was a gut punch. I didn't realize that I would react to it so strongly, but watching it was hard. And, when I spoke with Steve and Christy, it was a long day seeing that. So very emotional for Steve and Christy seeing that house come down.
Yeah, and I think the feeling about watching come down would be different, obviously, after a trial. I mean, there's just so much that's unresolved still. I spoke with Steve and Christy at the end of last year, about 1 year after the murders, and we spoke about this. I want to play a little bit of what they said.
Destroying the house, demo the house. That's something where I think the family should have been brought in and said, what is your guys' take on it? Because we all want to be one united front. You can't tell me with the house being gone that you can give somebody the view of somebody parking right there, which is, 200 feet away. You want to look in that window and say, oh, I can totally see somebody walking through there right now. I can see it's a red shirt that they got on. They got a bandana on. Those little details of where, oh, that's why he sat there for half an hour and then drove off.
Is this good for the...
So what does he mean there? Do I need to grab my PCA? Because I don't remember anybody sitting anywhere for a half hour and then driving off. Does anyone else remember that? But we also know that sometimes Steve hears things other places and then maybe regurgitates them. We had that breakthrough the other night. Groundbreaking. We almost solved the case, I thought. I'm going to go back because he says that. I heard this earlier and I was like, what 30 minutes? What are you talking about, Steve?
On those little details of where, oh, that's why he sat there for half an hour and then drove off.
Is this good for...
Yeah, where did he sit for a half hour? Sat for a half hour and then drove off. I have that PCA in my brain. I'm shuffling through the pages in my brain right now. No, I don't know. Maybe he meant like for a few minutes, but 30, but he's so specific.
For the prosecution, is this good for the case? And I like I said, we don't know any of this stuff, but reading, and they talk about how jury members walk through crime scenes and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is crazy. When that house goes, it's gonna be hard. I don't want to go in it. I've never even been to the house. I've never drove by it. I don't want to, but it's still going to be, when they're like, that house is gone, it is going to be very emotional for me.
Yeah, and Steve made a good point, Shannon, about, even if the inside was damaged, just walking around the outside could have been helpful for the jury if they wanted to do that. I want to ask you, though, about a trial date. The prosecution filed a motion saying they want summer of 2024. There's no trial date right now, which I know is upsetting. Do you have anything new on that?
Well, it looks like, there's a hearing that's scheduled for the judge to reconsider some of the motions that he's already decided. And in that motion and the judge's order for scheduling, I think it's January 26th is the next hearing date.
Yeah, that's when it is.
Part of that hearing in the morning will be closed to the public. In the afternoon, though, there'll be an open hearing at 1 o'clock. And it says in his order that's after that hearing that they'll be setting a time and date for trial and a scheduling order on the case. So we're hopeful that happens at that time.
Hey, thank you for...
So 26th, he's saying, do you think that we'll get a trial date on the 26th? I ain't going to put my, wouldn't bet on it, but you never know. Steve knows some stuff. Tell us, Steve. We're listening. But Steve, okay, but we gotta rewind this for a minute. Rewind. So if you didn't catch our last live over Idaho, we were watching Nancy Grace, and she said on December 1st, before Steve's big interview, where, Steve does that interview on the 4th, and he says he didn't have to go up the stairs. So Steve makes that comment, and the internet broke, right? Remember that? Internet broke down. Well, Nancy said that same thing on December 1st. Like 3 days before his interview, she said that he didn't have to go up the stairs. So I'm wondering because we were listening to that on Nancy the other night, because we're going back and we're listening through the old episodes, because she's followed the case since the beginning. I'm like, that is crazy. Maybe Steve heard that on her podcast or her video because they do watch, things. And then he regurgitated it when he went into that interview because he was like hot tempered that night a little bit. He was mad at the police. They weren't really telling him anything. So I'm going to look into that some more. I might write old Steve. What does it mean, Ladybug? I think that what it means is if Maddie or Kaylee wasn't the target, then he would have never went up the stairs. He would have never went to the 3rd floor. So that's why he thinks that, Kaylee or Maddie was one of the targets. That's how I took it anyway. I know a lot of people were like upset, or not upset. They were confused kind of by that, but that's how I took it. But yeah, I mean, I do have a lot to go over with you guys tomorrow though about Idaho. So oh man, today's only the 5th. We got a long time for court. I'm like, man, I'm pouting over here. It's so crazy. So yeah, so Deborah, when he said that though, when he said he didn't have to go up the stairs, he said that on December the 4th, that interview. He was with Lawrence. I can't think of Lawrence's last name, but he's with Fox News. So Nancy Grace did a video for Fox Nation, the same company, 3 days before that, and said he didn't have to go up the stairs. Like they were talking about the case, and she was like, yeah, he wouldn't have had to go up the stairs, like something along those lines. And I mean, I about hit the floor because I'm like, wait a minute, when was Steve's interview? And it was afterwards. So I'm just wondering if maybe Steve heard it there and it was in his head, and then tempers were kind of high and he just said it. But I mean, it makes sense too. He didn't have to go up this. I mean, it makes sense. So that's probably why if he did hear it, I'm not saying he did, but if he did hear it, then, maybe he just like, put it in his head. Cause I would do that. I'd put everything in there that someone says. I would be storing and putting and, just like when Chris McDonough found the glove outside, on Thanksgiving, I would be like, okay, yeah. Why did he find that glove? Cause Steve's a techie guy too. I think he's probably got, I can see monitors just full of info. But maybe, so maybe that's where he heard. I don't know. Because I know tempers were high that night. And I mean, shoot, why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be? Let's move over to Rex Heuermann. This one's going to be a short one, but we've got a little update. Oh, maybe. Well, he said the wounds were, they didn't match up, but I think that came from maybe the medical examiner reports. I think that maybe he was reading Maddie's and Kaylee's because he was allowed to read both because Maddie and Kaylee are such good friends. And I think that maybe that's what it was. Because I mean, even in the PCA, they're all listed differently. All of the wounds are listed differently. I did have it on. I don't have it anymore on my right here. I don't think handy, but I do have it in Canva. But one were they were all just described a little differently. He's a noble kind of guy. Oh, thanks, Deborah. He is a noble kind of guy. I like him. So Rex Heuermann. So we all know Rex Heuermann. He's charged in the deaths of 3 of the many. I'm going to say many. Gilgo / Long Island / Manorville butcher / etc. We'll put serial killer. He's out there. We have all been upset about Elsa's or Asa's or however you say her name, Asa. She got that Peacock deal. So Rex is in jail. His wife, 1 minute she looks like she's just falling apart. She's got the cancer. She needs the GoFundMe. She needs the help with the money. She wants to save her. She wants to save her home. She's mad at the police for coming in and searching the house for 11 days. I believe it was 11 days they were in there. And then all of a sudden, Rex has a court date, and here she comes waltzing in. Well, first, she visited him in prison, and we were all like, what? Why? She made a phone call. She let him talk to her on the phone, Then she went to meet him in prison. Then she's at the next court hearing, just like she owns it. She walked in there like she owned the place. I should find that clip. And we come to find out that she got a $1 million Peacock deal, a documentary deal. She was waltzing in for the cameras. You're absolutely right, Ashley, because the cameraman told her, if we're going to do this deal, not the cameraman, but, you know, producers, if we're going to do this deal, you got to show us more Rex. So she said, okay, I see. I'll show you more of Rex. I'll go to this court hearing. So that's what I think anyway. Yeah, we will. I was just like reading the chat a little bit. I didn't even tell you what I was reading. I was like, yeah, we will. So lawmakers push to amend a son of Sam laws after Heuermann's estranged wife reportedly paid 7 figures by Peacock documentary. She's getting paid. Would you take the $1 million? I would. $1 million. I haven't heard anything about anything. Nothing's bothering her now. Wonder if that GoFundMe's still up. Yeah, their divorce is going through. Yeah. So she gets the house, $550,000, I think it's worth. I don't know how it's worth that much. It must be it's just the land. The land is probably worth that much. And then she gets the divorce. She gets his bank account. I would take all that money too. I'd take $1 million DM. I would. I'd say thank you very much. After 27 years, I think they were together or something like that. It's a long time to be looking at him. I don't know if there's a picture of him around here, but you know what he looks like. Oh, there's lots of long time. Every time I see that selfie picture in the bathroom, just imagine being on the recipient of that. Just imagine. I'd say I'm busy forever. Oh, wait, right here. Look, maybe we can open this another link. Let me see. Is this? Oh, that's just her picture. Oh, wait. Yeah, that was just the picture. I was like, oh, man. So we'll read through this really quick. So outrage over the money that's being paid to accuse Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann's estranged wife, Asa Ellerup, is prompting a potential new law. See, I always thought that this was the law. I didn't realize that I thought that your immediate family could have benefit. But I guess it's just the actual like criminal themselves. So son of Sam laws are based on the idea that people who have committed crimes cannot profit off of that crime. So you can't sell your story, to Peacock for $1 million if you unalive somebody. I always thought that was for, like just everybody involved. That I don't know why I thought that. I mean, that was probably kind of dumb of me, but I did. Says there's 2 new bills, and this was coming from I believe one of the lawyers that are involved in this case is actually behind this and doing this. Because he said on camera he was going to make sure that there was a law passed that didn't let family members benefit from, their spouses. So it says Christmas decor hangs from the Heuermann house, but there's no sign of the film crew that followed Ellerup to her estranged husband's latest court appearance. Oh. Ellerup is reportedly getting paid 7 figures by a Peacock TV docuseries, a deal that prompted outrage. Well, if she's not working, then if they're not up to the house, then she don't need to get paid. What do you mean? Will she do it like twice, 2-3 times, and then she's done? Wonder how many interviews you need to give. Yeah, so it doesn't reply. No, it doesn't apply to Rex's wife as of right now. Says Ellerup is reportedly getting paid, 6 figures by Peacock. I said that right. Shannon Gilbert's sister said that she's disappointed, disgusted, and flabbergasted. I bet she is, because they could use that money. That family could have used that money. Shannon's family, I mean, they were poor. They needed the help. They had a victim. Rex is not a freaking victim. Shannon Gilbert's family, those are victims. See, I'm outraged to Albany. Well, outraged spread to Ohio, honey, because here I am. The amount of money that's being thrown here while victims' families get nothing is just horrible. Could not say it better myself. They're just exploiting their pain for profit, said Senator Kevin Thompson of Garden City. Maybe that's who it is. Thompson said his bill closes a loophole in the son of Sam law. The same bill is in the assembly. Why should the family or the former spouse profit from the crime either? It's an insult, I think, to the victim. I like him. And then what was this? Okay, we'll read through this. The decades-old son of Sam law blocks criminals like killer David Berkowitz from profiting off of their crimes. The law was ruled unconstitutional and amended. Victims are now notified of movie and book deals so they can sue for the profits. The new bills would expand the law to include defendants' relatives, a move applauded by attorney John Ray, who represents victims' families. Ellerup is a ghoul. You know John Ray, if you know John Ray, you know John Ray, the guy with the crazy outfits, and he is Shannon Gilbert's attorney. Well, he's her spokesperson now. He said she's a ghoul and feeding on the dead by using their memory and their circumstances that her husband caused, and she may have been a part in. Preach it. Preach it, John Ray. Hey, happy days, happy holidays. Happy days. I just like took the holly out of there. Took the holly right out of the holidays. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. That's so exciting. Thank you. I love that. Lionel Dahmer, DM, he passed away just recently, and I felt bad. Like my little, like when your like heart goes in your stomach, like you have like your stomach flips a little bit. I was like, Lionel, I was like, man, because it wasn't his fault. I mean, it wasn't him that did like what his son, what Jeffrey did, but we learned a lot about Jeffrey through his father, I feel like. So when, he died, I was just like, oh, it's really sad. But he looked like he was going to go any minute. So it says, Ellerup's attorney, Robert Macadino, responded, it's a sad day in America when people are willing to trample on the Constitution to get press coverage. The next thing they will attempt is to control media coverage. We're not trying to get a press coverage here. We're talking about $1 million going to somebody that might be involved with this crime because her DNA is on victims. Her DNA is on victims as of right now. I don't care if she's with Jesus himself. I don't care if that's her alibi. If I was a cop, I would say no money should be being made because she's technically not ruled out completely. Not in my mind. Your hair's on victims and bindings, not just on them, but on the bindings, the inner workings. Like that's crazy. I don't know. I feel like there's more to this. We're hearing about it too with the parties they were having and all that stuff. It says, to the extent that the law is going to apply to a family member who may not have done anything wrong, you've probably got a significant First Amendment problem there. A Peacock spokesperson told CBS New York that Ellerup was not paid for her participation, but was paid a licensing fee for use of her archive materials, which cannot go to Heuermann or his defense. What archive materials? What, her wedding photos? What are you talking about? Archive materials? What does she have that's archived? She was mad. She was mad at people coming in her house and messing it up. And it was already messed up. She can't find shit in there. Pictures or something. I don't know. You giving them like exclusive pictures of the doll that was in the glass case or something? It's just weird. Peacock said it reached out to the victims' families to appear in the documentary, but all either declined or did not respond. Well, yeah, because they probably weren't going to get paid. I wonder if Shannon Gilbert's sister reached out to them and said, I'll do the interview. How much will you pay me? And they told her like 50,000, let's say. I'd be feeling some type of way. I'd be feeling some type of way. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like probably going and lighting Peacock Studios on fire and some shit. Like, cause I'm crazy like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would. It was a hoarder type situation yeah. And then she was mad that they moved her stuff around, but I was like, I think that they didn't mess it up though. She accused a girl of stealing iron. You bet tracks that she did, Ashley. I'm sorry, but where is a sex worker, Where were they going to put an iron? An iron. Normally they carry nothing on them. They have like a little purse, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like their outfits are normally very, there's not a lot to them. So you can't really hide it on your person. It's an iron. I'm about to go. I don't even have an iron. I have a steamer, but it's so crazy. I got grilled cheeses to make. Hey, Mr. Rosebud. Hey, Niners girl. Welcome in, everybody. It's a late one tonight. And I'm actually going to be done on time. Look at me. So I have one more update for you because, if I didn't give you enough, I'm going to give you one more update. And also, if Jen has it handy, if you have my second channel handy, we drop it in the chat. I'm going to, I need to write that down. I was going to do that earlier. I need to come and lock myself in here for like 3 days. But I'm going to make the channel announcement. So we're going to have a second channel, and I'm going to make the second channel announcement, the name and everything this weekend. So you're going to like it. I think you'll like it. It's going to be just a little different than this, just more, I don't know, more laid back, but it'll be fun times. Because, we have fun over here, but we want to have like more fun, sometimes we want to like just be silly or something and laugh and just talk about different things. So we can go over there and do it. Plus, I feel like over here, we all have like injuries, traumas and stuff like that too. So we could always like, talk about all this stuff over there. Because I'm made of metal. So I think it'd be fun. Rexy, where's my iron? So Kouri Richins, there's a little update. They found her antipsychotic. Okay, so if you don't know Kouri Richins, let me give you an update give you a little rundown. Let me see. Let me pull her picture up. So maybe if you see her, it'll spark your memory. And you'll go, oh, yes, I remember her. Oh, wow, she was in a power suit last time in court. A little better than the white. So this is Kouri and Eric Richins. Oh, thank you, Ladybug, for the $9.99 super chat. That's so nice. Thank you. Or super sticker. That's so sweet. She said, love this chat. Thank you all. We love you. We have a good chat here, don't we? I think we do. We really do. Everyone is very, very nice. Very, very nice. And you can't really ask for more than that. You really can't. So this is Kouri here. I want to see her in this little power suit she got going on. Look at her here. Because first time we saw her, okay, so I'm going to open up this one first. Okay. So Kouri Richins, she poisoned her husband, or allegedly poisoned her husband with fentanyl in a Moscow. She hid it in a Moscow Mule, a drink. They had just closed on a $2.5 million property. Let's see if I could go back and maybe I can find the property that they had. The house was huge. It wasn't even done yet. And so they just closed on the house, and she brings him a Moscow Mule. This is her in her power suit. But she says she goes and lays down with their kids, their boys, and she falls asleep. When she wakes back up, she goes back into their bedroom, and she finds that he's, unalived. And she's saying that he had drug problems and all this and that. And there's no record. There's none of that. There's none of that, out there. But this was her when we first saw her in court. Look at her here. She looks pretty bad. And now look at her. She looks ready. Ready to fight, I guess. I did, yeah. Janet, in the beginning, I did Savannah. Yeah. I did her in the beginning. We went over the press conference and all that. Yeah, we did. So if you're just now joining us, we are doing true crime updates. We've already done Savannah, Aaron Pennington, Idaho 4, Rex Heuermann, and now we're on Kouri Richins. I know, it looks like everyone's a member. I love that. I love that. I love everyone's a member. It's cute. Where are we at? Oh, I was at an old video. So let me go back over here. So Kouri, she gives them Moscow Mule. So we know she did. She's been given antics in court, trying to get her brother to lie for her, say that Eric, was in fact on drugs when he wasn't. Just things of that nature. She's trying to weasel her way out of this. She's not going to. He did. He's not like, other cases where they've just tried and they didn't succeed, She looks like I can see straight through. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, and then also she also wrote a children's book. I forgot to tell you that part. Yeah. So she after she unalived him, she wrote a children's book on grief, on how to deal with grief. And she also gave him some antipsychotic meds. I wonder which ones they were. I haven't read this yet, but I just read the antipsychotic meds and I was like, oh, wowza. I'm wondering if it was like Xanax or something to put him to sleep. You know, some sort of something to put him to sleep. Maybe like even what is it? Oh my God, it's right there. And that's what I was going to say. What is it called? The quetiapine Seroquel. That's what I'm on. I'm on. Oh my God, that's what I was trying to find. I was like, what about Seroquel? It's right here. Well, right here. But yeah, this will knock you out, I guess. It's like highlighting the whole thing. But that's what quetiapine. I don't even know how to say it. I'm on it. I've been on it for 10 years or something. But they say it'll knock out a horse. So I believe, oh my God, if he wasn't oh yeah, if he didn't do any drugs, he would knock out. Because I don't think he was on anything I don't think he was on any prescriptions at all. Now I'm wondering if the autopsy report is available, like FOIA. I don't know if it is or not. We'll have to see. But it says medical examiners found traces of Kouri Richins' antipsychotic medication in her husband's system during an autopsy following his death in March 2022. We've been following this case for a while. I don't know exactly when we started following it, but I do have a playlist on it. It's under my Kouri Richins playlist. I have so many playlists, y'all. Like we covered 47 cases on this channel last year. 48, 49. I think 49 actually. And I'm sure I missed a couple in that list. But it says here, the new detail was made public Thursday after search warrants in the high-profile case were unsealed. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were unsealed. I didn't read this. I told you guys I was reading this with you. Write that down. Sorry. Unsealed. We love unsealed stuff. They're letting stuff like slowly come out in her case. So it's kind of nice. I mean, because there for a while we weren't hearing nothing. So it says that, wow, after search warrants were unsealed. Prosecutors charged Kouri Richins with aggravated murder after she allegedly poisoned her husband, Eric, with a drink containing 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. 5 times the lethal dose. And the guy doesn't even do drugs. I wonder how many drinks he took of that before he was on the ground. Do you think he drank it? I mean, you think he drank it and he's like, this doesn't taste right? I think she was putting sedatives maybe in his drinks just to see what that would do first. Yeah, we need those, Jan. Those would be good to read. I'm like, man, Kouri Richins is giving us some more stuff. It says, however, one search warrant showed that a small amount of quetiapine was also found in Eric Richins' stomach during the autopsy. Small amount. Well, maybe she gave it to him like a little bit to sleep. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not giving her excuse. Kouri told detectives that she had been prescribed the antipsychotic as a sleeping aid, but the medical examiner's office said that it's not the intended use of the medication. Well, that just doesn't make any sense because it is a sleep aid. So I'm going to fight about this. So they're saying right here that quetiapine is not a sleep aid. I take it for sleep. Am I reading this right? Okay. It says, Kouri told detectives that she was prescribed the antipsychotic as a sleep aid. I believe that. I'm on it as a sleep aid. It says here, but the medical examiner's office said that it's not the intended use of the medication. What? That is one of its uses is sleep. They give it to you for that. They give it to you for bipolar. They give it to you for anxiety. But because they were going to give it to me for anxiety, take a half one during the day. And I said, shut the front door. That's just going to make me drowsy and I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be drowsy. So yeah, I mean, well, they had to put me on something strong because imagine the dreams that I have, after being in that accident. they get a little rambled in there, which I don't have dreams anymore because of the quizbean. But yeah, that what medical examiners? I'm gonna have to call the medical examiner's office. I really am. I want to talk to this person so bad now. Really? See if you've never nothing they can knock you out. So they put me on trazodone. You know trazodone. That's the first one they start you with, and then that one just didn't work anymore. So then we went to, well, that's you, Catherine. Went to that. And we went to Seroquel. And I've been on it ever since. I've tried to come off of it. I'm like, take me off of it. I don't care. Let's do this. Like, let's put on something different. Let's try something different. But he says, you know. All right, Arlene, I know everyone's picking that story up. I'm not going to do that one because I'm like, they're all names that we know and no one's going to get in trouble for anything. Stupid Epstein. But it says, since the arrest of the children's book author and Meg, the case has become a worldwide sensation that has only become bigger with the allegations of Kouri Richins instructing her family on how to testify, along with details on how she had made changes to Eric's life insurance policy before he was killed. After learning of the changes to his policy, along with learning his wife had taken nearly $135,000 from his business, prosecutors said Eric Richins met with a divorce attorney. Yeah, he was done. He had a rock like building, stonery place, masonry kind of place. It was beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, like beautiful building. And they did like custom rock work and stuff. Trazodone used to help my mom too, DM. Steve, you're not a smoker? I figured you was a smoker. I don't know. I just thought you were. Bye, wizard. He's like, gotta go before he turns into a pumpkin. Yeah, Lorena. Yeah. Oh, Lorena, if I even tried to take a trazodone, I would be mad. I would just be mad, because I wouldn't be tired. I would be so tired. I'd be mad though. You know what I mean? That's usually how it goes. But yeah, they had to put me on something, knock me out. But did you guys ever hear the story about the what was it? Elisa Lam, the girl that was in the elevator at I'm trying to think of the hotel, the Cecil Hotel or Motel. That's the medication that they said that they thought she was on when she went cuckoo because they thought that she went off of it. So that's why I'm terrified to go off of it. Like even come down, I'm afraid to come off all my. I mean, but I have to if I want to do, anything like that. Like if I want to have a baby, I have to come off those medications. Arlene, I can't smoke weed. My mom couldn't smoke. Yes, Elise Lam. Yeah, that story was that's the drug that they said that she was on, but as she was tapering herself down, and they said that they think she did it too fast, like she wasn't like doing it right, not under like doctor's care, and that's why she went kind of maybe did all that and went crazy. Now I don't know what happened really in that story because it's like crazy. I mean, it's just a crazy story. I mean, it could go either way. I mean, I don't know. I try to get Vincent to go to the Cecil, but he won't go down there because it's by Skid Row. He's like, oh my God, don't do that to me. Maybe we'll go next year. That would be fun to go and like tape it. Oh, Boo thinks, oh, Ashley, that's a nice comment. Boo think done got the sunroom smelling like Woodstock and she's laughing watching Cat Williams. That's the best. I bet that's a good thing to hear, because she goes through a lot. I can hear her in there laughing her ass off. Oh, I bet she's having fun. That's so sweet. Wow, almost 10 years since she died. Wow, Wiz, that's been a while. January 31st. Maybe we should do a 10-year thing on her. That would be kind of cool. It's not like true crime, but we could put it on this channel or the second one. But I mean, we can still put it on this one. It's still like a crime. It's weird. It's still like I guess when I started the channel, it's more of like I want to know how people think. You know what I mean? And she is put into that box on what happened to her. It's something just like we don't know. We don't know. She was the water tank. Yep, she was in the water tank on the roof of the hotel. Yep. So if you don't know who Elisa Lam is, we don't know what happened to her. We don't know if she saw someone, if there was something there, if she was, coming off her medication. But The Cecil Hotel Motel, it has a ton of stories. The Night Stalker, right? Didn't he stay there? Richard Ramirez? I think he lived there. It's got like, it's by Skid Row. It was beautiful when they built it. And that's what I love, old buildings. So I think of it when it was like, when it was first built, and it was like, then they try to revamp it. And Lisa Lamb stayed there. She came over. She flew here. I forget where she was from, but she came over here to like go on an adventure. And she ends up in the water tanks of the Cecil Motel for a week or 2 weeks. The people are drinking the water. It's coming out like different colors. Ugh, ugh. And they're bathing in this because where else are you going to bathe? Ugh. Yeah, K-Bird, wasn't that creepy? Wasn't that a creepy one? Yeah. Welcome in. It's a good story. I mean, it's a good one to cover. Also, if anybody wants to watch the A&E, Casey Anthony's parents decided to do DNA, or I mean, not DNA test, a lie detector. But if you guys need the link to watch that, I'll throw it in the chat. Because I saw it. I found it today. Where is it? I better still have it. There it is. And it looks like it's just coming right up. So, I mean, I don't know if it's like going to do that for you guys or if it's some sort of like thing I have in mind. But I didn't get to watch it. So I was going to put it in here. There you go. Yeah, it comes right up and you can watch it. Like, I don't think it's going to like trick me. I just don't want it to talk. Let me. Yeah, it's playing. I would play it on here, but I'm just afraid that they'll get me, And I don't want anyone to get me. That wouldn't be good. If you get 3 strikes, three strikes, your channel comes down. I'm cool. Remember Delphi, the freaking what are they called? Murder Sheet podcast, whatever their name is. Yeah. They told us to spread the word and we spread the word and then they copyright struck me. So it expires finally in 9 days. That was 90 days of my life that I've had this red mark on my screen, and I'm OCD, Murder Sheet podcast. So it like irks me every time I look at it. I'm like, just shoot something up in me. You know what I mean? And I don't care. I mean, like that, I do care that they struck me because they said, get the word out, but I just hate that it's red right there. Like I did something bad. Criminality, no, you too? Criminality said you and me both. No way. She got me. They got me. They said, spread the word. We don't want these crime scene photos going around. It was that one. And I was like, oh my gosh, freaking out. Like, oh my God, we gotta get this word out. Because I knew that I couldn't talk like them. I couldn't speak it like they were doing. Because my brain wasn't comprehending it like they could give it out, Yeah. So I'm like, And I was gonna say, I countered it too. I was just like, and I wrote him an email at 6:30 in the morning, actually, criminality. I was so mad. I woke up, it's like 6:30, and that's the first thing I see in my emails. When you have like open your phone and you have like the little messages there. And I'm like, what? I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I was like, maybe it's not like a strike, like a hard strike. I was a hard strike. So I wrote them and I was like, you are what's wrong with the true crime community. Well, take us. We'll be waiting. I'm one state over. But it was crazy. Yeah, that's Richard Allen. Look at us giving him another update. Welcome to the streets of YouTube. I know, right? I know. Which I have a copyright disclaimer in my thing, but I wouldn't care if anyone took my content. If they're using it for like nice stuff, as long as you're just not like being mean to me, I'm cool. Which no. It would be good though if someone could make a bloopers video out of me. That'd be cool. Oh, look at Doodlebug coming in with the facts. The FDA has only approved Seroquel to treat schizophrenia, bipolar, and depression. Oh, well, I have depression. Maybe that's what it is. Sleep is just a bonus. Slimmer to Ozempic for diabetes. And now being used for weight loss. Can I get that? How do we get the Ozempic? Just kidding. I don't need the Ozempic, but But I can't believe someone else got, man, they're bad people. Which stream, Jan? And Criminality, if you don't know who that is, she has a really good channel. I haven't been over there in a while. I need to come check you out. I've been wanting to check out your Richard Allen stuff, actually. I've been wanting to pick your brain because I know that you're very, very, like, you know the case. You know it inwards, backwards, all the way. I feel like I was good. I thought I knew things that were going on up until they hit us with that 136-page memorandum. And then we read through that. And now I'm like, what? And then everything that's just happened after that. Good. It works good. Good, good, good. Good. She has a good channel, Jenny. She does. She has a good chat too. Well, I'm going to jump off of here for the night. I said I was going to do this in under 2 hours and I did. Can't believe that. I have to wake up super early. We have to be up at 7 a.m., which I'm usually up early anyway, but like the last few weeks have been great. I've been sleeping in. Like I slept in today, you guys, until 10 a.m. Like I was in bed until 10 a.m. That has not happened to me in years. It was so nice. I had to like rush after that, but it was nice. And then I was up, the whole day. But yeah. Oh, thanks, Criminality. I will. That's what I got sucked back into the Delphi vortex. I know that's what happened to me. I was like, we're going to read this. We did. We read the whole page, or all of the 136 pages. Thanks, Deborah. I'm going to. We're going to sit on Deborah. Actually, we have to bathe the dogs in the morning because, yeah, they're not doing that. They're not getting up on there. But yeah, we're going to have fun. We're going to, if we get anything done, if we get a room done in this, this house tomorrow, I'm going to take a picture to show you guys because I owe you guys some pictures. So I'm like, well, I'm going to take pictures when we're done. And I don't think we have any room all the way finished. Yeah, DM, what you got? I know it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, hopefully they don't make a mess because I don't have a front rug. I knew I needed that. Don't break it in too much, Deborah said. Try not to. We got like a couch. We did like a couch and a chair instead of like a couch and a love seat or like a sectional. We decided to go with like a big oversized couch and like a big oversized chair. Because Vincent likes to sit in a chair anyway. He's not he doesn't know how to like, he relaxes. I mean, he's Vincent, but he just doesn't know how to like lay down and relax. I don't know. I like to like put my feet up and stuff. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I was waiting on DM's question before I got off here. But she could just say that. You're a chair sitter? See, not me. I don't know. I wonder how you feel today after your accident. Do you still have pain? I do. Yeah. Every day. Every day I do. I just kind of like deal with it a little bit. I don't know how to explain it. When it's snowing, it's cold. The metal freezes, it feels like, in your body. I don't know if it really does, but it feels like it's freezing. So you'll get like achy and stuff like that. My face will ache sometimes. But it's usually stuff that I'm used to now. But I just know that it's just going to be like more stretching to get myself going. But I'll have to tell you guys all about my story. I need to tell you guys my full story. I want to do it, but it's like, man, it's just going to be one of those, it's going to be a lot on me, So yeah, I used to get used to more. Yeah. Learn to live with it. That's what I do. Yeah. I just learn to live with it. I mean, and like I have Vincent, which is really awesome. Like he always tells me when there's like something coming up, like, you're going to step on that, you're going to trip over that. So those things help too. So, but yeah, I do. I need to move south. No, DM, nothing's too personal. You can ask me any question. I don't think anything's too personal. I don't think anything would be. I'm sure we can think of something, but you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty much an open book. I tell you guys whatever you want to know. But I'm going to jump off here. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. We're going to try to do an earlier live tomorrow. We'll do an earlier one. But I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great evening. And thank you guys so much for being here. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Bye, guys.